Paul, watching Free Speech TV on the Dish Network in Greeley, Colorado. Paul, what's on your mind today?
Oh, I just put an example out to this lady that if I'm walking down the street, I'm a Mexican, and I see a Caucasian with a red shirt, and I go up to him and I say, please remove your shirt, it's hurting my eyes. And he says, hell no, it's my shirt. So I tell him, remove your shirt or you're going to pay for it. So he refuses to tear off that shirt, so I shoot him. Isn't that to coincide with the case in Florida because you don't like music?
Well, no, because this guy is not asserting that he shot the kid because of the music. He's asserting that he shot the kid because he saw something that he believed to be a gun, and that provoked him to fear for his life. Now, you could, to take that red shirt analogy, you could say the guy's walking down the street with a red shirt and he's got, you know, a can of soda pop under his shirt because it's a hot day and he's trying to cool off his stomach or something, and you think it's a gun. And so you shoot him because you think he's armed, or he goes for his can of pop or something like. You know, we're mangling this metaphor, but but if somehow that red shirt can cause you to think that he is a threat to you, then in one of those 20 some odd states where there's these stand your ground, shoot first laws in place, you would have the legal right based on your fear, your perception of danger. Not the actual danger, but your perception of danger, you would have the legal right to kill him.
Well, I was sitting in the restaurant, and I got stabbed by a Caucasian person, and we went to court about that, and he went free. They didn't charge him with anything. And I said, you know, am I allowed to go into a restaurant and eat and just be left alone, or am I going to be threatened because of the color of my skin?
Did this guy stab you because you were Hispanic?
Yes.
Did he say so?
No, he just says, what do you expect doing in this restaurant?
That's what he said to you?
Yeah. I said, what's the deal here? Am I allowed to eat, or do I have to go to another restaurant?
Right. Was this presented to a jury, Paul, or was it before a judge?
It was just before a judge.
And was and was the judge white?
All the judges, yes. All the judges in Greeley are white, so, you know, that leans towards the white defendant.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering that stand your ground law,
it does not cut both ways. That's the problem, and Paul, I think that's you're making a great point, you know, about that this law does not cut both ways. This law, the stand your ground, shoot first law, you have to demonstrate that you're legitimately afraid, and
but how do you do that?
Yeah, you know, try convincing. If you're Hispanic, try convincing a jury that somebody made you afraid simply because they were white and walking down the street. You're going to have a hard time doing it. But apparently it is possible to convince a jury, you know, in the case of Trayvon Martin, that you're afraid because somebody's black and they're carrying a can of pop and a bag of Skittles. And, you know.
Man, that Florida is an armed camp against the minorities.
I think so. Paul, thanks for sharing your story. It's a remarkable one. I appreciate the call.